I found an article discussing how Pokémon Unite developers purposefully hide the score to avoid rage quits. Today we're going to react to the article and show you guys exactly why we don't have access to this very crucial and important feature. Let's get started. Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave. Welcome back to Foreign Famous Family again. Today we're gonna do a little bit different type of content. We're gonna react to an article talking about why Pokémon Unite developers purposefully hide the score in the game. Now, this has been a very controversial topic. I'm in favor of at least giving the option for some players to actually show the scores. Now, basically make it where some people can hide it, but if you want to show it, you can as a function, as a feature. I think that's something that's really sensible. But first, before we get into all that good stuff and what I think should be done in the game, let's go ahead and read the article and see what the developer got to say about it. We got the game producer for Pokémon Unite talking about this whole topic because it's actually a very crucial topic. And to be honest, this is a little bit revolutionary because it's different from any other MOBA where score is one of the most crucial elements in the game design. In Pokémon Unite, we don't have that option. So we're going to do all of that. Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells so you can join the coolest, greatest, the baddest content, baddest channel in the world of Pokémon Unite. At the same time, remember to join our daily 6-hour live stream for 6 hours a day with the links in description so you can always get the buzz every time we go live so you can witness the grind all the way to global #1. With that, let's get into the article. Now, I will link the full article in description so you guys can go take a look at the article anytime you want in its full context. I'm actually going to read the whole thing. There are actually multiple issues being discussed in here, but the #1 thing that we want to focus on today is obviously the scoreboard, why it doesn't exist. There's also some comments I want to read out as well, just to show both sides of the argument. Pokémon Unite is like a lot of other MOBAs in a lot of other ways. But one thing that stands out is lack of a scoreboard. Despite being like a sport where the team with the most points wins, it never actually tallies the points either side has until the match is over. The game does drop hints about who is ahead, who is behind via audio clips, but they're vague. Towards the end of the match, when Zapdos can turn the entire turn of the battle, those swings can be violent and occur in quick successions. So why not just tell players exactly how much they're winning or losing by? Now, that's my point exactly, and I think a majority of the players, to be honest, because most people use common sense. When you're playing a game, and especially for a MOBA type of game, it's competitive in nature. I know the Pokémon Unite company is trying to appeal to the casual crowd, but you also have to consider some fundamental elements to the MOBA game. There are a lot of games that we would have completely won or lose if we knew the score better. It's not like we're giving up. It has nothing to do with giving up or not giving up. Just those vague information alone will kind of tell you whether you're giving up or not giving up, right? Like, if people want to give up, they're going to give up. It actually has nothing to do with the score, to be honest, because everyone in this game knows that Zapdos can turn the whole fight around. And everybody knows that the game is only 10 minutes. Those design elements are enough to persuade people who don't want to give up to not give up. Now, on the same footing, the people who like to give up, they're still gonna give up. Like, for example, if you hear the sound, we are struggling, and if you look at your minimap, you find out that you lose every single one of the outer turrets, and for enemy, they haven't lost a single point yet. Yeah, people are most likely gonna give up if they wanted to give up. And for those who want to fight till the end to get the Zapdos to flip the coin, they can. It's based on the player. It's not really based on the score, right? Even if you know you're like 400 points behind, but if you're hanging on to the hope, oh, if I get Zapdos, and if our team score 500 points, maybe we can still come back. I just don't see how the score and whether people are giving up or related or not. Now, what I do understand is try to avoid toxicity, because there are actually quite a few people that's really toxic. And this is a MOBA game, so people are toxic in nature because this is a 5 versus 5 strategy game. A lot of it, you're relying on your teammates to performing or doing a certain task to your expectation. And I like the fact that Pokemon Unite already hid the chat function, so you can't really argue with people. You just play the game, they accept what it is. You play the best of your cards that's in your hand. So I like that already. So what I'm saying is, hiding the scoreboard does not change the fact whether people want to give up or not. The match lasts 10 minutes, and players have the possibility of making a comeback. So we want people to play without giving up to the very end. Masaki Hoshino, Pokémon Unite's producer, told Kotaku in an email when asked about why the scoreboard is kept hidden. That's certainly true to the ethos behind Pokémon as well. Even if it can lead to some confusion on the battlefield about whether it's safe to play defensive or teams need to go aggro to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. In either case, the design philosophy appears to be working. Pokémon Unite players don't always surrender despite having an option to. See, that's just the thing. I don't think people are not surrendering because of lack of scoreboard. Like we discussed, if people wanted to surrender, they would surrender. It's actually got everything to do with the person who's playing the game. If they did a tutorial, if they played a game for a decent amount of times, they would know that Zapdos can flip everything, can change the fate of the game, can turn the tide around. In fact, everything comes down to the last 2 minutes of the game, right? The game is only 10 minutes. The first 8 minutes, no matter how behind you are, if you get your levels up, you can always flip the score. You can always flip the switch in the last remaining 2 minutes of the game. It doesn't have anything to do with the scoreboard, right? But the scoreboard does affect your decision making on how you want to play the last 2 minutes. That's the most important thing. That's the thing that we want to argue about. It's not even like a football game or a basketball game, right? Like, you know how much points you're behind, you know how many minutes you have, you might give up a little bit earlier, but in Pokemon Unite, everything can be flipped in the last 2 minutes, and everybody know that. So whether they want to give up or not, usually got nothing to do with it, whether or not be able to see the score. Like I said again, the score just affects your decision making on how you want to approach the last 2 minutes. Pokemon Unite is still a sports after all. If you think about it in a freaking basketball like environment, right? Imagine not showing the scoreboard on a basketball game because you don't want people to give up until the very end. The last time I was just talking to my friend on the live stream, and make sure to join our live stream so you can see this kind of discussion live. And we're talking about how in a basketball analogy, imagine in an actual game where it's only 5 minutes on the clock and it shows it's a close battle. Like, what does that even mean? How does it help the player or help the team to actually play the game, right? Like, let's just dashboard this for the team then. It doesn't make any sense. And in Pokemon Unite, it's the same thing. The score shows you how to strategize your game, how to play on the game, and that's why it's so important, and that's what makes the game so fun to play, or MOBA genre so fun to play. That's the beauty of this game, because you have to strategize on the fly. You have to think about, ooh, okay, maybe we need to do this, this, or that to give ourselves the best chance of winning. Not showing the scoreboard only produces frustration, in my opinion. It doesn't give you anything good, because a lot of games really we just lost because we can't see the scoreboard, and we just played randomly because we can't see it. And you cannot blame the players for making stupid decisions or making the wrong decisions because they simply can't see the scoreboard. While the game might not be getting a proper scoreboard anytime soon, that doesn't mean it won't continue evolving other ways. After launching in July on Switch and coming to mobile last month, Teamy released a player survey last month, hinting at a possibility of new modes and even a walkable player lobby in the future. Now, all those are great news, and just for the context, this article was released on 25th of October, which is fairly recent, so you can see that all those updates and all the discussion we're having with the developers are happening in real time, or recent, or in the past week. Which is a good thing, right? It tells the developer are consciously building their game, making their game better. We're having more features coming out, which can make the game better as well. One of the biggest questions remains how Unite's economy will continue to change. Last week, the game's most significant up-to-date came in the form of Halloween Festival, bringing in with a $40 HoloWare costume in addition to the host of free content and gameplay tweaks. Prior to that, a big update in September all but kidnapped the game's pay-to-win mechanics. That's exactly what I want to say. The developer is consciously making changes. They listen to their fans, and then it makes some changes to show people the game is not pay-to-win. And by the way, guys, I'm going to make another video talking about how Pokemon Unite is not a pay-to-win at all. It's just that the Unite is not really transparent with their data. You know, a lot of data are being data mined actually by the players themselves. So we don't have accurate information to know exactly what's going on. That's why a lot of people are saying the game is pay-to-win, but it really isn't pay-to-win game. And here is just another great piece of information to show you a little bit update of where Pokemon Unite is. Unite's inaugural season is set to wrap up sometime late in November. In the meantime, the Pokemon Company free-to-play MOBA has already reached over 25 million downloads. That's crazy, guys. Like I said, this game has a lot of potential. We're seeing our channel growing like crazy. Thanks to you guys. You are amazing. And you better believe we're going to continue to pump out a lot of content, a lot of interesting content, fun content, and competitive content. So we're always going to stay cool and hip. So make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notifications notification bells. Now, last but not least, I want to read this comment from one of the players out here talking about how not having a scoreboard might be a good idea, just to show you some, support for this type of actions. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but based on your comment, I am inclined to believe you didn't play much of Dota 2 or LOL. Those scoreboards become fodder for player harassment and toxic behavior, such as supports and other carries asking why you're screwing up and not getting anything done at a particular time point of the game. For a well-coordinated team, having that scoreboard is surely an asset, but whenever I played solo matchmaking, it never did me any favors. Learning a hard game is always made harder when your own team is dunking on you for your efficiency in what is supposed to be a game, and effectively your time off. Hiding it will probably make the game more accessible to less competitive crowd and giving players less reason to argue over numbers. Okay. Sketchy Gil, that's her name, or whoever that is. So I just want to say, I kind of already made my point pretty clear in the beginning of the video, but if people want to harass you in a MOBA game, which people do all the time because the MOBA game, the strategy game, it's not like an RPG you can play on your own, or a first-person shooting game that you can play on your own, right? This is a team game. So when certain objectives are happening, let's say Dreadnought spawn, or Rotom spawn, or Zapdos spawn, if your teammates don't go there, you're gonna be kind of toxic, right? And then that has nothing to do with the scoreboard alone. Sometimes losing a game, winning a game, I'm pretty sure you have the same feeling. Even if you're behind, but if your team did your best, you're not really that toxic. Your toxicity came from your understanding of the game and differences of your expectation and reality from your teammates, how they perform. It really got nothing to do with the scoreboard itself. And also for your last argument, hiding the scoreboard will probably make the game more accessible to the less competitive crowd and give players less reason to argue over numbers. Now, I just want to make it really clear. In Pokemon Unite, you cannot argue over anything. There's no chat, all right? You cannot chat in the pick lobby. You cannot chat in game. There's nothing like that. And I like that feature. A lot of games are trying to imitate the same thing because having great result, not giving people the ability to chat will drastically reduce your toxic behavior from affecting other players, which make a lot of sense. I like that. But again, it has nothing to do with having scoreboard or not. Not having scoreboard, in my opinion, only adds more frustration in the game. It doesn't help in any other way, to be honest. Because even if you're a solo player, think about it. If you know exactly how the score is and you are the player who doesn't like to give up, yeah, having a score or not will not affect your decision on whether you want to surrender, right? It only gives you more clarity on what you need to do. If you know you're behind by a certain amount of points, you can make a strategy. Okay, maybe I can go invade enemy jungle, or maybe I can go steal a little bit of points on the top lane. It helps you as a solo player. It helps you as a team on a strategy play. It helps you in every single aspect of the game. I want to go back to my driving to Houston analogy, okay? Not knowing exactly where to go is not the way to train our children. It's not a way to play any strategy game. In order for you to play a strategy game or do anything in life, to be honest, you first need to know exactly where to go or how far the destination is away from you. After you know that, then you can make a game plan on how to get there, how to achieve your goal. That's just basic of life. And to teach our kids or teach anybody otherwise is just delusional in a way, right? So hiding the score, I understand the intention, but I think right now it's doing more harm than benefits, right? I don't see any benefits, to be honest. Just imagine a basketball game. Why is Pokemon Unite the only competitive game that's hiding the score? Why is no other game hiding the score? I'm not saying that, being revolutionary is bad. I'm just saying in this aspect, it's going against nature of life. It's basically telling kids, hey, by the way, you're gonna live in a fantasy world where there's no bad people out there. That's just not true, right? There's always gonna be hardship in life, but it's not the hardship that matters. It's how you react to the hardship, right? How you actually come back, how you actually have a really shitty hands of cards, but you play the best of it. That's a story that people want to learn. That's the story that people want to hear end of the day. And that's what I'm here for, right? That's what content creators are here for, to teach people, to inspire people. Oh, you can always make a comeback. You can always do better. So what do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. With that, Assassin Dave signing off, and see you guys next time. Bye for now.
Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit with